Hello there, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to talk about mounts, and more specifically, we're going to talk about the Season 3 mounts of patch 9.2, the Keystone Master mount, and of course, the PvP mounts, which looks like we're getting a few extra ones this time, potentially. But before we jump into all of that, guys, just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me streaming World of Warcraft, Season of Mastery, patch 9.2, any other MMO content as well, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, Season 3, the final season of Shadowlands, is upon us in patch 9.2 Eternity's End, and of course with that brings a whole flurry of new mounts through Mythic Plus and through PvP. Now this time around it does look like we are getting 3 PvP mounts in total for each faction, but I'm not really sure what's going on there. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But first and foremost, guys, we're going to jump into the Keystone Master mount, and that is the brand new Waste Warped Deathwalker mount. Now, you've probably seen this model before because, yeah, it's the same model for the last 2 seasons. However, it is a new color. It is a new color mount. It is this red variation, which I think personally looks really, really cool. This mount I've always really loved. I'm never going to get it. You need to get a Mythic Plus rating of 2000 if that is exactly the same as Season 2. But yeah, this is the Waste Warped Deathwalker. As I said, new color. When this first was added to the game in Shadowlands, this color was not available. There was some other colors, and I believe there is another color which is unused. But I do like the red coloration. It's a lot different to the previous ones. It does seem to be a little bit unfinished. As you can see, there is still a green flame kind of coming off of it there. I assume that will be changed to red before launch of the patch. This is of course the first patch of the PTR, so yeah, you'd expect little things like that not to be done. But yeah, this is the Waste Warp Deathwalker, and as I said, Keystone Master Season 3, Mythic Plus rating of 2000. If you can get that during patch 9.2, then this mount will be yours. Okay, so jumping into PvP now. Now, as I said, we have 2 vicious saddle mounts this time, which is really strange, and I'm not really sure how it's going to work. We could speculate all day about it, just saying, like, maybe you got to fill 2 bars up to get each mount. I'm not really sure. One of them is actually very much Zenith Mortis themed, and then the other is not really. So we're going to jump into the not really one. That is, of course, the Vicious War Croaker. Yes, we are getting a Vicious War mount. That is, of course, the Toad model from Battle for Azeroth. Now, there is a new Toad model in 9.2, the Progenitor's Toad, and it does look really cool, and I kind of expected that to be a Vicious War mount of kinds, but it looks like we are getting a Flesh and Blood Toad mount as a Vicious mount. This is the one I feel like probably won't be the Vicious Saddle mount potentially for 9.2. Not really sure why they made this. Maybe they were just like, you know what, we've got nothing else to do, we'll just make another Vicious Saddle mount. But hopefully it does make its way to the vendor or to players in some shape or form, because there's always been a ton of mounts in the past that they've made and never made it to players. Now, the armor on this is extremely similar to previous mounts you would have seen, particularly the Hippo mount. The armor on the back there of the frog is very, very similar to the Hippo mount from Battle for Azeroth, one of the best vicious saddle mounts ever, if you ask Taliesin. But yeah, this is a great looking frog. I've always loved the frog model. It's such a unique, fun mount model. We have got obviously a few of those. We had some in Battle for Azeroth, and now we're going to get some more in 9.2. And obviously there's a variant for the Horde and a variant for the Alliance, which does have little changes here and there for different logos, different colorations, and different extra bits on the mount, which is always what I loved about the Vicious Saddle mounts. So this is the Vicious War Croaker. Again, neither of these Vicious mounts really do have any information about how to obtain them, but they do have descriptions, so it looks like they have gone a little bit further than some of the previous unused mounts. Our next Vicious mount is the Vicious War Stalker. Now, the War Stalker is an awesome looking mount. It uses the same rigging as a wolf mount. However, it does have a unique mount special, it appears. This is a really nice looking model, and obviously one of the models from Zenith Mortis, one of the creatures that we did see in the preview, and now we have seen data mined as well as a creature of Zenith Mortis. And this appears to be the only mount of this kind, which is unfortunate because this, you know, Alolan Ninetales looking mount is actually really cool, and I wouldn't mind a regular kind of version that isn't restricted just to PvP, because it's such a cool model. It's using that Progenitor Wolf model, I believe the name in the game files is something like that. As you'd imagine, there is a variant for Horde and Alliance. Not a ton of changes between the Horde and Alliance versions. Obviously just coloration, the Horde using red and the Alliance using more of a blue color, but for the most part the model is very, very similar. And yeah, one of the coolest Vicious models we've had for a very long time, and I'm a big fan of it. I really do love the Zenith Mortis creatures. They're just like white and glowing and kind of surreal, with very blocky animations, but that's intentional. It's not like an animation problem. It's just how it is. It's how it looks like. It's because it's like the start of life or something. I don't know. They did explain it in the video, but it is very, very cool. And I'm a big fan of these War Stalker mounts. And I hope that, as I said, that we do get a non-PvP version of this for players that don't want to grind out PvP. But I mean, every season I look at these mounts and I'm like, oh wow, I would love to do some PvP and try and obtain these because they are so, so cool. And finally, let's talk about the Gladiator mount. This Gladiator mount is called the Cosmic Gladiator Soul Eater. Every season has had a different color of Soul Eater, and of course this is no different. This is a kind of more themed mount. You've probably seen it around. This is the coloration that they are using. This is not a new color. This is the teal color, I believe it's called in the game files. So this is the one that they are using for the season. Now, what annoys me a little bit, not gonna lie, is that there is a red version of this mount which is unused and it looks so much better, and it would have matched the Keystone Master mount really nicely. But unfortunately, they are not going with the red version. However, this is, you know, the first build of the PTR, so they may make some changes to this mount. But this is the version that they are going for, not a new color. This color was added in 9.0 with the other variants. I think there was 4 colors in total, and 3 of them have now been used, including this one. But as I said, the red one, way, way cooler in my eyes. I really hope they do change their mind on the coloration. Honestly, I kind of hope they change their mind on the mount entirely. The more, not really relevant in 9.2, so it's not really that relevant for Gladiator mounts. I know Gladiator mounts in the past have not really been too relevant to the entire patch. You know, they've just kind of been a bit random, and they've obviously just been recolors of themselves. But this one particularly, especially considering it's the last season of Shadowlands, I really do hope they do go with the red one instead of this teal variant. Not to say the teal variant doesn't look cool, it's just not massively different from its Season 2 and Season 1 counterparts. Okay, guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know down below if you're interested in doing some Season 3 activities, including Mythic Plus and PvP. I definitely want to get one of those vicious saddle mounts. They are so cool, especially the War Stalker, especially if they're not planning to make any non-PvP War Stalker mounts. I really just want to ride that wolf so bad. It looks so cool, and yeah, I really think it's just such a great looking mount. And as I said, the progenitor models in general are really, really impressive and so different to everything we've seen so far in World of Warcraft. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know which one is your favorite, of course. So before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome, and if you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you hadn't. I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and as I said, I am now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Season of Mastery, 9.2 PTR, any other MMO content, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.